Major funding for this program was supplied by the National Science Foundation.
She didn't get it. Nigel did.
Her first audition. Frankie's gonna be so bummed.
I'll say.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, Frankie. Look, Skip got the wizard, yeah.
Guys, it's okay, really. I mean, I just didn't have enough time to, really practice before the auditions.
Frankie, you really wanted that part.
The Scarecrow? Pfft, it's no big deal. Really? Listen, I've got to run.
Run where?
Miss Abramson said they need help sewing costumes.
Sewing?
Wait. Frankie sews?
Oh, no, not again.
Come on, guys, we got sets to build. Not me. Have fun.
Oh, yeah, it must be so hard being a prima ballerina.
Well, I guess you'll never know.
Geez, I hope not.
Along the placement line, because if it's crooked and then you go to stitch, the line won't be
Mr.
straight.
Vistra? Miss Abramson said he needed some help.
Sure do.
Frankie D'Antoni.
Oh, we always need help, Frankie. There are parts of the Scarecrow's costume, and the instructions are in there somewhere. Use that machine over there, and just give a holler if you need any help, okay?
Okay. I never use those direction things anyways. I'll be fine. So, how do you turn this thing on?
Hi, guys.
Hey, Miss Abramson.
First tour of the day, this flat needs a door.
How big is the door supposed to be?
Well, there's a wooden door back there. I think it's about 7 by 3. But you'll have to measure first to make sure, because it's got to be dead center on the flat. Now, I've got to get to rehearsal, but I want to see some real progress when I get back. Remember, measure twice.
Cut once. All right, let's get Bye, Miss Abramson. Got it? Yeah, you all right? I'm good. Good. There we go. Good.
Measuring tape, please?
Yeah. No, first we're gonna have to make a plan.
A plan? The plan. Yes, yes, yes.
Come on, Jill. Robert's right. We have to plan first.
I've already planned. First, we have to measure the door.
All right, then. So that's step 1. Step 1, measure door.
Okay, so step 2
Step
is gonna
2,
be
we measure the flat.
measure flat. All right, so step 3 is gonna
Step
be
3, we find the midpoints of the door and the flat, because we have to center the door. Its middle point has to match up with the middle point of the flat.
Yeah, so much on this side of the flat, an equal amount on the other. You know, symmetrical.
I knew that.
Mm-hmm. You're just gonna measure the width, right? The door has to be centered from side to side. You don't need to know the length.
Right, just measure the width and find half of it. It's like folding a piece of paper in half to find the middle.
Wait a minute, to find half, why don't you just divide by 2?
Hold on, man. Multiplying by a half is the same as dividing by 2.
I know that also. So step 4 is gonna
Step
be...
4, we match up the midpoints of the door and the flat, trace the door and the flat, and voila, we're ready to cut the doorway.
Sounds good to me.
Like I said before, you got to have a plan.
Step 1, measure the door. Width, 3 feet.
Which is the same as 36 inches. Step 2, measure the flat.
7.5 feet.
That equals 90. Step 3, find the midpoints. 90 divided by 2 is 45.
Midpoint on the flat, 45 inches. Midpoint on the door, it's 18 inches from one side to the middle.
Hey, there it is, the midpoint. Step 4, match up the midpoints. And that, folks, is how it's done.
I need a volunteer to go measure the cast for costume.
Oh, I'll go.
Okay, Frankie. Rehearsal should be starting now in Theater B. Just get arm lengths for the people playing Dorothy and the Scarecrow.
Sure.
I see progress. Oh, this is good. Very good. Next order of business is painting. This flat and 2 others need to be painted.
Got it. Paint 3 flats.
Oh, but they're not going to be all the same. The flat with the door on it will be center stage, and the other 2 will flank it like this. Now, this flat and the lower half of these 2 need to be painted stardust.
Cute. And what about these other 2 top ones?
They need to match the other flats, and the color's called Morning Mist.
I guess this means another one of Robert's famous plans, huh?
Hey, look, you can't just make it up as you go along.
Robert's right. A plan is the only way to go. We're on a tight timetable here. I'm sure you'll come up with a great one.
Can we have that?
Sure. Anything in the interest of the plan. But be sure to be careful when you figure out how much paint you're going to need. There's not that much in stock, so don't open more paint cans than you need to.
No problem.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Davidson.
See you later, Zach.
Okay, it's our first rehearsal today. I'm very excited. Now, who's my lion? You want to practice your roar for us? It's great. Now, Nigel, you are going to do Scarecrow. You understand?
All right, guys, the next step is going to have to be to find the area that we have to paint.
What? No step 43?
We're going to get to that. All right, now the flats are rectangles, and they're about 10 feet high, right?
10.5 feet. And 7.5 feet wide. At least they were when we built them last spring.
Okay, so area, that's,
Multiply height times width.
Height, that's the same as length.
so it's 7.5 times 10.5.
Whoa, man. Make it easy on yourself. Think of it as 8 by 11, 88 square feet.
But this flat with the chunk missing, we have to take that into account. Do you have a calculator?
Mm-hmm. So the door is about 7 feet tall, right?
Right,
And 3 feet wide.
right.
That makes its area 21 square feet. So take the total area of the flat,
Which is 88 square feet.
okay, and subtract the area of the doorway.
21 square feet.
Right. That equals 67 square feet for this flat. Put that in memory.
Yeah, and we've got to use the same color on the bottom part of the other 2 flats.
Yeah, well, the diagonal divides them in half, right?
Right. 2 equal parts. 2 halves equal 1 whole.
Yeah, and the area of one whole flat is 88 square feet.
Right, okay, so 67 square feet for the doorway flat, plus 88 square feet, since the 2 halves make a whole. 255, now wait a minute, that can't be right. The answer has to be less than 200.
Calculators don't make mistakes.
Yeah, but sometimes our operators do.
I must have. Well, the area of one flat is about 90 square feet. 2 flats would be around 180. And we're painting less than 2 flats because of the doorway we cut. So the answer has to be less than 180.
Right. You better try again.
All right. So 67 square feet for the doorway flat, plus 88 square feet, 155 square feet. Now that's more like it.
Yeah, you must have hit a wrong number the last time.
I must have. Okay, so we have to get enough stardust paint to cover 155 square feet.
And how much of the other color?
Oh, that's a piece of cake. Morning mist is gonna go over there, and morning mist is gonna go over here.
2 halves again. That makes 1 whole, 88 square feet. Ipso tripso.
Ipso, tripso? What is that, some kind of code or something?
Yeah, code for I'm right.
Oh, please.
Look, guys.
Hey, looks good.
It's pretty nice.
Hey, Frankfurter! Where are you headed?
To the costume shop. Gotta get these measurements to Mr. Vistro.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing. Come on.
I guess I really wanted that part after all.
So what are you doing sewing?
I don't know. I thought maybe if I were part of the production, I'd feel better.
So, how is sewing going? We sort of saw this coming. Remember the bagpipes and synchronized swimming and karate?
So what's your point, that I can't do anything?
Frankie, you never stick with things.
That's not true. I stick with the drums.
That's my point. I mean, you're always trying new things, and if you're not just great at them, you give up.
I've gotta go.
Frankie, sometimes you just have to ask for help. Listen, is acting as important to you as the drums? Step into my office. Let me sing about it.
Great, a coverage chart. It says here that 1 gallon covers 350 to 400 square feet.
Yeah, so since there's 4 quarts in a gallon, 1 quart would cover 1/4 of that.
That's about 100 square feet per quart. We only need 88 square feet of morning mist, so we just need 1 quart.
And we need to cover 155 square feet with stardust. So we need 2 quarts of that.
Hey, Michelle, how you been?
Fine, how are you?
Oh, I'm hanging with
You know, Robert, they say that the most important part of the plan is the execution. Excuse me.
I'm executing.
Bye.
Those balls around. Go ahead.
Ms. Abramson, I need...
Yes, Frankie.
There's another play starting next semester. Do you think... I need some help?
Sure.